Hi, Poland. Hi, everybody.
Yay!
Hi. We always know that Poland's gonna bring the energy, but this is absolutely so exciting, and I'm so thrilled that everybody in Baku showed up on time. So, woo!
I will drink also late at mass.
I know we're earlier. But anyway, I don't know about you guys, but did you realize that we literally have 5 different locations, over 3 different continents, over 1,000 people in the Regalix family tuned in right now for this occasion? And it's such a huge deal because 14 years ago today, Regalix was founded. Whether it started in a shopping mall or a garage is still TBD, but fast forward to today, and here we are. Okay, so we have a program that's planned for you today where you're going to be hearing. Thank you, Toby. I know I'm talking too long, so wait a minute. So we have a program where you're going to be actually talking or hearing from our leaders. You're going to hear from Vikas and Nimish and Pablo and so many others. We're going to hear from our colleagues who were there early on. We're going to find out about the different launches that we're working on right now that are very, very exciting. And we hope that you really learn and enjoy this program because we put some time into it. And I also want to encourage you to make sure if you are going to be on social that you leverage the hashtag Team Regalix, or hashtag Regalix14, and just say congratulations or something. We're also live streaming on Facebook right now. So with that, I actually want to turn it over to Vikas because I know that we have a clip that you and Nimish did that's pretty, I think it's pretty cool. But before we go into that clip, do you have any comments that you'd like to share before we start?
That's been an amazing ride. We have born ourselves every year. So this is our 14th Founders Day and many more Founder Days to come.
Excellent, excellent. So, video, can we pop that now? Can we cue the video?
So Regalix started through a series of conversations that I had with Gunja and Gaurav, a bunch of other folks. Back in early 2004, we spent almost 6-8 months trying to debate what kind of a company we wanted to create.
You know, any company starts in the heart. So you have to kind of, take the plunge. You say, enough of thinking. We have done enough of coffee conversations, enough of long distance conversations, and now you just need to start. So you just take the plunge and it starts.
It was a rare breed of a spider. It was building a crawler. It uncovered something that is so rare that it was very hard for us to find on the web. Eventually we did, and I thought it was a pretty cool name. We intend to continue to grow. We are looking at some significant customer uptakes. We are planning continuing a growth spree that we've seen the past 3, 4, 5 years, where we have grown at a pretty phenomenal rate. We intend to grow, continue that growth, and I'm sure in 2019 we might end up opening significant operations in US outside Bay Area as well.
See, you could always trust him to make the right impression. So, the dignitaries who would come to the department, the events, the way, he communicated, people would take him seriously. So that was one of the things that put him apart from the rest of us.
Nimish was bubbling with creativity. He had just come out of an engineering school into an art school. It was such a delight to be next to him and get inspired. Sheer creativity that he immersed himself into. When I had started, I was still learning to be a CEO. Over the years, I've realized that CEOs are human beings and it's okay to make mistakes. So I take it with a stride. I'm like anybody else in the company. I sometimes get it right, mostly get it wrong, but the rights end up being more than my wrongs cumulatively. We'd be okay. When I look at teams that do wonderful things, they innovate, they create something that is not a part of their routine day-to-day activities. That inspires me. I started a very small ad agency when I was in college.
I think when I was in class 5 or 6, a friend of mine and we started a library. In our house. We had a lot of books. We bought comics and stuff like that. I think that would be Elon Musk.
Okay. I'll just be Superman.
I love this video. I love this video because there's so many things I didn't know about Nimish in terms of his creativity. I had no idea that you'd come from an art background. I love how you guys talk about trust and confidence in each other, and it's so compelling. So before we move forward, I know that there's some folks, Ravish and Brendan, who were part of this program and part of this journey from the beginning. And I'm really curious to know, do you have any little tidbits that you can share about working with Vikas and Nimish from the beginning, or any sort of little teasers, like challenges that you might want to share with us? You're laughing, Ravi, so you get to go first.
Brendan will go first.
You just put us on the spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We don't have the script.
Well, off the cuff, you got to be scrappy.
That's the idea.
If you're ever in a meeting with Vikas, I think the one thing that my one takeaway there, whenever maybe you're meeting with a client is going in a certain direction, he's always a guy in the room where he says something where you say, damn, I wish I would have thought of that. And so just that different type of thoughts, the different types of problems that's actually off script, he's maybe the best person I've ever seen in different meetings of thinking through problems on the spot in any type of situation, technology, marketing, etc. And Nimish has always been the rock, calling him at random hours, solving problems across the globe, coming here and kind of being in person to talk through different things. So he's like my cousin Bangalore.
Yeah. So from my perspective, one of the things that attracted me to Regalix was there was this spirit that you could sense from the early days. When you walked in through the door, the spirit to experiment and be afraid to fail. And so I came from a venture capital background, a lot of venture capital startups. There was a certain approach towards doing things, and failing was okay with it, but never quite. So after some time, after Regalix for a while, I realized that we could build a lot here. Right from the starting days when we worked on compliance design to some of the other work that we did for Stanford, going on to some of the other companies. Continue to grow, to learn, and you were never bound by the function you were in. You could do marketing, sales, you could do it, you could own it.
That's really inspiring. I love that you gave some color around that failure is okay.
Yeah.
Because you're right, this whole idea of experimenting, and when you first hear about failure is okay, it doesn't sound right. But when you really think about what that, which is learning from our mistakes, this is a place that is conducive to that. So I think that's really great. So you guys did great for off the cuff, I have to say. So Vikas, we're going to go back to you. Nimish, I know we're going to turn to you in a few minutes, but since Vikas is right here, can you share with us, what were your thoughts when you were starting the company? Why did you think that digital marketing was the way to go at that time, as opposed to telecom or something?
Not telecom, because I had just done two ventures right before that in the telecom space, and I wanted to do something different. I had historically done things that were very different from previously. Nothing against telecom, but back then there were some major phenomena in play. Google was getting very, very large. and there was a different business model in play where ROI in marketing could be calculated on a real-time basis, and you could make modifications to your strategy almost in near real-time basis. And that had a very different implication to demand generation. And for the first time, you could apply sciences to demand generation, which otherwise was more a creative exercise. Historically, you come up with something new, you create out there. Yes, you had data to go back a couple of months later and see whether that idea was a good idea or a bad idea, but you had moved on to the next good idea by then. Here, you could make those adjustments almost near real time. So what had gone into supply chain and other areas from a scientific perspective, we thought we could bring into digital marketing. That was the basis which we started with that.
I didn't know that. Fascinating. So Nimish, I said that we were going to get to you. So Babla and Nimish, I'd be curious to hear your perspective on the future of Regalix and where we're going.
Okay, I'll take it from there.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Nimish.
Yeah, he's just right there.
Yeah.
Cool. I just wanted to sort of say congrats to all of us for where we have reached so far, and then brilliant job done. Miles to go, and many more excitements. Before I get into what is in store in the future, let me just take a few here and recap of what we have done in the last year. Just to acknowledge, we crossed the 4-figure mark this year. We are at 1,100 employees today. We see only 100 of them on screen, but there are other 900 watching auditoriums and logged in from home. Thanks, guys, for being part of the team over here. Well, we started the Warsaw office. Hi, guys. Can you just wave?
Mexico wave.
So, pretty excited to work with new customers and new logos. We are working with Reddit, with NVIDIA, with American Giants, CyberQ, and a whole bunch of new customers that we have acquired here. Pretty excited to expand our portfolio over there. We are also engaging with pretty large strategic partnerships with big companies, with Oracle, with SAP, with Twilio. We'll do solutioning and go to market together. That's another expansion in the way we work with our customers. Our existing customer businesses continue to grow. VMware is on a steady growth path. We take pride, in fact, to be engaged on engineering projects in a company who pride themselves for doing engineering themselves. We must be doing something great over there. Kudos to the team there. Google continues to grow. The tag program year on year is strengthening. We have added 20-25% of volumes over there. UMM, in fact, has doubled this year pretty successfully. It was a challenge when we thought of how would we do that in a short span of time. We were 250 people. As we speak, we are like 550 strong on the TED program. So collectively, very well done, team. Let's take a bow and applaud ourselves for that. I'll just take a from here. Viral, great leadership of making it happen. I'll just pass on the baton to Manoj and Girish over there. I think they have something to talk about here.
Yeah, just echoing your thoughts, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. As you said, Babla, this program has scaled at an incredible pace, and I think while a lot of people have contributed, it's been a collective effort, but clearly Viral has been at the center of it. So Viral, thank you so much. And we just want to recognize your Please just keep doing whatever you're doing. It's working. Thanks, Babla. Back to you guys.
Employee of the Year award for Viral.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Employee of the Year.
Viral, I think let's continue to grow and expand with everybody that we have. So I just want to sort of add to that. Exciting times, but for me, it also adds complexity. The team you see here in Mountaineer is pretty young in the organization. Majority of the people came in 7, 8, 9 months back. We have set up something here. We are talking about Warsaw. The Google team has doubled in a year's time. What it essentially means is we need to pull all of us energies together. We need to synergize more. So I'm working on putting up processes where the collaboration is much better. We were a small team where we were interacting with each other much more effectively earlier, but we need to systematically put together a learning and development for people with high intensity of talent and growth in the company. There's some initiatives going on over there. We're working on that. We're also looking at launching specialized mentorship programs. For example, recently Ravish has taken ownership of guiding the entire technology capability across the organization, whichever location it wants, and then he's setting up that process. We are intensifying in our solutioning. We're thinking ahead of the box what customers want, and a whole bunch of things that comes from the marketing team is guided towards how to look at our own solution approach built on top of what we have or what our partners have. So we continue to do that. Significant stuff that helps us to make sure that all of us are involved in what we are doing as we move forward. And I think you guys would iterate. I mean, I was chatting with Viral offline yesterday, and he was iterating. Viral, you have some comments on that? I'll let you do that.
Absolutely. So, firstly, I have goosebumps right now. I'm short of words as well. But this means a lot. So, firstly, thank you, Babla, Vikas, Manoj, Girish, and Madhuri for trusting in me and giving me the opportunity to manage the show out of here in Hyderabad. I still remember the day.
And you won't be, but that's okay.
I still remember the day when I joined 4 years back. We were a 27-member team. And as we speak, like Babla already said, we are 550 plus. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey. But yeah, in this journey, what we've also done, Babla, is we've kind of learned a lot. We've experimented a lot. And like Vikas always says, it's never a challenge, but it's an opportunity. So we've had a lot of opportunities and we've kind of grown over a period of time. But yeah, at the same time, what we've also done while we're growing, I think is, we've kind of automated a few of our processes, automated a few of our tools, which obviously has led to the higher efficiencies and productivity that we are, throughputting at Google's end today. And that in turn is, giving the trust for Google to invest a lot more with us. So I think that's goes for the team as such, which is standing up to every requirement that Google has. So that's the first thing that I would say. But again, what's more important, Babla, is that while we are doing all of this, we are growing. Like you said, we are growing in Warsaw, we're growing in UMM. I think it's time for us now to invest in our own employees, where they learn, and after they learn, we use their skills in growing further. So is there something that we could do for the employees in terms of enhancing their skill sets, enhancing their knowledge? Is that something that we can think through now?
Yeah, I mean, you just touched up on a pretty interesting thing. That's been a thing that has been in our mind for a long time. So I mean, being a knowledge advisory consulting type of an organization, I mean, how to create a real knowledge-based organization is pretty important. We've been thinking through it. We have made some attempts. We have succeeded. We have failed in the past. We have a pretty huge vision from our point of view where a knowledge organization goes towards. But I think the foundation is where we start by sharing everything that we do on a day-to-day basis. And from that perspective, we're just about to launch a collaboration, knowledge management, and learning management platform. I'll not do the talking here. The team is here. There is Suresh, Srini, Ebuka. Guys, you take over from here, okay? Instead of me talking about it.
Babla. That's right, Babla. We have been collating a lot of information, and this information can be useful in sharing across projects and across teams. In fact, all this information is also going to be part of the KMS or the EdgeX tool that we are launching this year. But I think the best person to really talk about this is Suresh. He has been instrumental in developing this tool for us. So over to you, Suresh.
Yeah, sure, Komal. Hello, everyone. So, as Babla has been talking about that, so we have been, working towards building a culture of knowledge sharing through a centralized knowledge management platform. So, on that front, we'll soon be able to have access to a platform for easy access to all the documents. So, this platform will index the information of our key artifacts and that are residing in different locations today and are not easy to access. So there will be a powerful search engine that will be, showing you the list of relevant search results based on the search criteria that individuals are going to, put in. So this is going to be exciting. So I'd like to mention the hard work put in by some of our team members out there, like Esakitas and Manjunatha, and also for developing it, and also Atanu and Pratik for managing it overall. So let me quickly show you guys a video of this knowledge management platform. So you can access this platform using our corporate email address from anywhere in the world. And this will have a wonderful search engine, as I mentioned earlier. So you can search using project name, client name, or a functional name, or any other specific category. And you'll be able to bookmark individual document that you are accessing through it and for a quick access. And this is not only the search, we'll also have some kind of a proper grouping or categorization of all the documents, which is built in over there. Are you all excited to access this? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. So watch out for a launch email soon. Thank you.
And I just want to add, guys, at Google, please access your Regalix IDs every day to look at the exciting thing that we're going to launch.
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you, Suresh. Great to know that we will soon have the knowledge management platform. But I feel that as we grow, we also need to look at training and development for our individuals. I know we had a platform at Goa, Bangalore, and we were using the learning management. Since Srini is here, I would, I think he would be the right person to give us more information on the Google platform.
Sure. Just echoing, what Babla and Suresh have already mentioned about building a culture of learning and continuous learning and skill development. So that is that was always the idea here. In fact, the LearnX platform that is currently used by the Google Bangalore team was built with this very objective in mind. In fact, at the moment as we speak, this platform is currently undergoing a lot of enhancements to ensure that it can be leveraged by all teams at Regalix. With that said, I would like to call out the contributions of Ebuka, who's here, right? So he single-handedly built the original version of LearnX. And is currently working with a larger team to enhance this, platform for an org-wide rollout. Buka, why don't you just talk about some of the, key features of the platform?
Okay, cool. Thank you, Srini. First, I would thank you for giving me the opportunity to work on this as a side project outside my main task at work. Okay. Yeah, like Srini said, the LMS comes with some interesting features like the learning part, gamification, and then the training request. Okay, with the learning part, TLs and admin can create a path for their team members that includes courses and assessment. Okay, and then with the training request model, okay, one can now request for training, whether an offline or online training. Okay, and then we can have a dashboard that can track when the training started and when it's completed. Okay, let me just quickly show us a quick demo of how the system looks. Yeah, you can sign in with your Regalix ID from anywhere. Okay, and then once you log in, you get a personalized login page for yourself where you have your learning part with all the courses and assessment under the learning part. Okay, and then also we have the facultative courses. These are courses that are directly enrolled to you by your manager or TL. Then here you can request for training by entering the training type and then the description. You might approve this before the training can be started. Let's look at one of those courses. Okay, let's see the AngularJS course. So this shows you your progress so far. Okay, with this, it's self-paced. Okay, here you have all the course curriculum and the lesson and assessment. So, like I said, it's self-paced. Okay, we have a discussion forum to encourage collaborative learning, where you can ask questions and then get it answered real time. Then the glossary side that kind of explains some terms that were used in the course. Okay, I think this is just it for now, but we will be launching soon. Thank you. Anna?
Moving ahead from processes, I have seen some exciting movements, with regards to employee initiatives. Will be exciting to hear from the panel out here on what is in store for us. While Tanya is around, let me ask you a question, Tanya. We will soon have a learning and knowledge management system, and we have started a common chat room, the Coffee Lounge, which is a collaboration tool. So is this good enough, or are we looking at something more and planning something more for our employees here?
Sure, Anna. So I stepped in just a couple of months back, but I am really proud that I think majority of people I see on the screen I have personally met. So maybe I'm one person who has kind of interacted with a lot of people in a very short time. So in this journey where I kind of met each location everywhere in different projects and accounts, I figured out that there's a lot of fascinating work that everybody is doing, but it is very confined to their own space or boundary. And this is where we felt there's a need to strengthen the communication. And this is how the Coffee Lounge was born. And when I discussed with Ravish, we kind of selected the Hangout chat room, primarily because of the easy access in the Google network. And I'm really excited. We've already have 600 plus people on the Coffee Lounge, and it is buzzing with a lot of activities. We very recently had the hash view challenge, and the view challenge. Yeah, I think Kevin has also been posting some really awesome pictures and teasing everyone there. So yeah, so this is for the people who are still not there, guys. Let me show you all something. Get onto the Coffee Lounge, and for the ease of you all, let me just quickly show you how to kind of log into the Coffee Lounge. So you use your Regalix ID and use your Regalix password and go to the menu and select the chat. You search for the Coffee Lounge chat room, and this is what it is. People are sharing, you can share some highlights, you can share some interesting updates, you can share some informative articles, and yeah, a lot of pictures. So I would really urge everybody, I think it's 611 as of now, and we still have, I think, 400, 500 odd people more to get add on to that. I am using it every day, so that's the first thing I do in the morning when I take my cup of tea or coffee. I definitely get onto the Coffee Lounge and see what is happening around the world in Regalix. So this is actually just one of the groups, but as we move ahead, we will also be initiating some discussion forums on special interest areas. It could be, the technology group forum, or it could be the creative services forum. So different forums that we can have, and I've also seen people have been really passionate about photography. When I took the initial survey, there are many people who mentioned that as an additional skill set as photography. So definitely we can have those kind of forums coming up. Yeah, so I think that's about it on the Coffee Lounge.
Yes, I agree, Tanya. I think this is a fantastic initiative. And like you rightly pointed out, it's amazing to see so much buzz happening. We have Manoj here, so I'm going to ask Manoj. Manoj, what do you think about this communication challenge? I, in fact, have another question for you.
Yeah.
We've also been talking a lot about employee success.
Yeah.
So if you could tell us a little more about that, and how do you think we can achieve it?
Right. Yeah, I think the need for a communication channel was fairly obvious as we were growing, as we're getting into more locations, adding more programs. While there are formal communication channels that we use, but I think more importantly, we need an informal channel where everybody can participate in. And no surprise, we chose a Google product. But the fact is that I think one of the reasons to choose it was that we have limitations on some of the products we can install out of our Goa facilities, which is where a large part of our of all of us, large percentage of all of us work out of. So this is it's a fantastic fit in that sense. I think the channel or the coffee lounge is really quite active. And I think we, apart from, as Tanya was saying, apart from special interest groups, apart from this omnibus channel that we have, we should also maybe look at creating our own small groups, our own small team-related groups that we can really interact in. So I think all in all, that's something that's great that we've figured out as a solution for our communication needs. Talk about employee success. I think again, it's not rocket science. It's fairly obvious. For a company like us, our assets are our employees. Sorry to use a very cliched sort of statement, but we are nothing without all of us, right? It's just chairs and tables apart from that. So achieving success for our employees is achieving success for us. And I think the way I see it, it is really around 2 or 3 different things. One, are we enabling our employees to thrive and grow? And when I say grow, it could mean 2 or 3 different things, right? It could mean growing within the sort of organization, they're part of a group, they're part of taking on larger responsibilities. But I think more importantly, and I think this goes back to the philosophy that Vikas was talking about, we really want to create entrepreneurs, right? So we want to create people who can build their own businesses and take them and scale them and make all of us really, really proud, right? So I think the knowledge management system, the learning management systems are great platforms to enable that. Hopefully, over a period of time, we can develop personalized learning paths for people, right? So they can pick and choose what they want to learn as they are growing in their career, either as I said, taking on more responsibility or breaking out and doing something completely different and entrepreneurial. And I think that for me is really the front and center of employee success. And we are hopefully going to launch, and then that's sort of the omnibus thing, as I said. And then within that, there is, how do we retain the talent that we have? How do we hire the right talent? How do we give them the right resources? How do we as leadership support them in growing? And I know we're going to launch hopefully a series of initiatives that will address one or more of these areas as we go along. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. So rightly said, Manoj. So in Regalix, we have these set of values that we all believe in, and I can see them on the standees at least in 3 of the locations right now. So we will be definitely looking at some of the initiatives and programs that will be aligned to these values. The focus definitely will be on all that you mentioned, Manoj, and it will be we want to imbibe a culture of innovation. We are also looking at strengthening our recruitment process, especially for the Google, where the volumes are really high. Also, we will be looking at more leadership connects, with all of us. And one of the teaser which was rolled out was "What's Your Aspiration?" And I'm sure Vikas will have those numbers that he will declare towards the later part of the event. So yeah, I think I'm really excited about that. And CATS was actually one of the initiative which we launched, and where people from diverse accounts, region, project, they all came together and worked on a single objective. And in fact, I would say Founders Day is also one of an outcome, which is because of the CATS group which is existing. So Manoj, you want to add anything onto that? Any thoughts that you have?
No, I think it's great to see people volunteer for such initiatives, and I'm sure all of you can see all the people in the nicer gray T-shirts are from the CATS team. So but all of them have done a great job putting this event together. I have Komal sitting right beside me. She starts work at 4:30 a.m. for those of you who don't know, and then she's been staying back till 9 p.m., 10 p.m. in the office to make sure that she connects with everyone and is part of this initiative. So a lot of people like Komal, I know, have put in a lot of extra hours and have really made this event successful. And I think, again, this is also, in a way, part of the whole process of learning, right? So when this group comes together and puts together programs like this or other initiatives, it gives them, learning into things like managing project management or, getting other people along, driving initiatives. So it's going to be a lot of learning. And I know a lot of people have volunteered, but if there are more of you who want to volunteer, please come forward. I think it'll be a great learning and a fun journey for all of you. So thank you very much for everyone who's volunteered and put this event together. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Big shout out to the CATS team.
That's rightly said, Manoj. Since we have heard a lot about the cats, since Rahul is one of them, we would like to hear from you.
Thank you, Anna. Hello, everyone. So every initiative is like a process with different deadlines, stuff like that. So I'm very lucky because I got a chance to collaborate with CAT members. So we had friendly discussions about what initiatives that we were planning to do. So currently we're focusing on employee how to increase the employee relationship. There are a few initiatives that are lined up, so which is going to focus about employee success. So I would request you guys to wait for some time. We will roll out these initiatives shortly. I think that's it from my end. I'm going to sign out, and Ayu, if you could take over.
Sure, Rahul. My team, we totally enjoyed working on all the creatives and, of course, the XC promotions. They are sure tough times, juggling between internal initiatives and then client deadlines. But nonetheless, we had a lot of fun, something different for the team. And, I really appreciate the team for doing, going the extra mile to get what is needed and on time, what with people coming in, monitoring them. But still, I realized that at the end of the day, when we work as a team, anything is possible. So, cheers, guys. And kudos to Anurag who created a mascot, XC. Hope you all know XC by now. So,
yeah, right away. Yeah, thanks, guys. I really have to thank Tanya for all of this because she's the actual person who motivated me. Tried to push me to the next level. We had come up with so many different logos for our employee success campaign and the program. But I was actually not convinced because we need something to connect with. And I thought, XE was the perfect match for it. And then this became such a big thing, and I'm kind of overwhelmed. And I hope you all like XE. We are truly motivated to give in our best and start some new programs where we can do a lot of better things, like where we can reach the masses. And I'm so glad that all of you are wearing XE today. I feel proud and thank you so much. And thank you, Tanya, for the opportunity. Back to you, Anna.
Thank you, Anurag. Thank you, Rahul. Yes, Tanya rightly said, we love XE, and let me tell you, we all enjoyed looking at the animations of our mascot on TV screen. Really looking forward to participating in all the initiatives coming from CATS. So while these are inward-facing focus towards employee branding, how are we working on engaging with external stakeholders? Probably Nimish would be the right person to give us more ideas and share his thoughts.
Sure, Anna, that's right. There are a few initiatives that we have to engage with external stakeholders. Regalix TV is one of them. Regalix TV is something that we launched very recently. This is where we engage the influencers and decision makers of the business world Kevin Benedict, who joined our team recently. He has been interviewing different stakeholders from companies like SAP, Oracle, VMware, etc. And Ravish and his team, they have been heads down building this platform over the past few months. It's been launched. It's available on the URL regalix.tv. Let me take this opportunity to show this platform to you. This is where this is what the platform looks like. Regalix.tv. If you go there, we have interviews on different categories: leadership series, expert interviews. We have interviews by Kevin. We have interviews by Jessica. This is the series on Regalix Digital Marketing series, and we'll just look at one of the interviews that Kevin did.
Hi there, I'm Kevin Benedict, Senior Vice President of Solution Strategy here at Regalix. I want to thank all of you out there for joining us today. I'm very excited to be able to welcome Gail Moody-Bird. Hello, how are you? I'm doing very well. We're welcoming her to this series, which is the Digital and Marketing.
So guys, yeah, that's the platform. Do take a look at it. It's available on regalix.tv. There's a lot of thought leadership content out there, a lot of great content, a lot of things that we can learn from them. And it will keep evolving. We're just starting on the journey. It's a great initiative that we have all taken, and there's a lot of focus around it. You'll see a lot of good content coming out on the platform.
Yeah, but Nimesh, you want to tell them about the independent publication that we produce and distribute?
Yes, there is another publication that there is another thought leadership piece that we have just called Digital CMO Digest. It's available on the URL Digital CMO Digest. There's a lot of content that we create. Again, this is interviews that we do with stakeholders in the industry. It has been very well received by people that we meet in our sales and account meetings. So again, go look at it. There are two places that I would encourage you to go to. One is Digital CMO Digest, and the other is the Resource Center under Regalix. So you go to Insights. In Insights, you will see the research reports. So again, there's a lot of content. There's a lot of thought leadership content that is out there. Do look at it and do participate and give us your feedback, and also do use it in whatever context that you are in. If you're going for a sales meeting, take the content that you have, put the research that we're doing, put it in your slides, and use it in whatever format. There's a lot of good content. There's a lot of quotable content. So use it in the context that is right for you.
And of course,
add to what you were saying, I met with a very senior person at Oracle who mentioned that they have been consuming a lot of the research reports and the content that the team has been producing, and that has led to some significant product developments at Oracle. So it is not something that is just we are creating. It is something that the industry is receiving very well and using in their development. This is from one of the largest businesses that is out there. So good job.
So that's very encouraging to hear, Vikas. That's really good to hear.
I mean, in addition to all this, Vikas,
We've done a partnership with Oracle Data Cloud, and there's that group that started the business-to-business SMB product based on, amongst many other things, our research report as well.
So, Sridhar, you were saying something.
Now saying that, because in addition to all this, the marketing team here is also helping us standardize all our presentations and helping us walk through the various stages of the customer life cycle. That's awareness, adoption, purchase, and renewals. And a lot of good work is happening there, helping us, pitch better to our customers. But I believe that Justina is waiting there, and dying to tell us something about the social media front. So we'll talk about this later.
Just now, over to you.
Thank you. And a loud shout out for
Yeah! We can even move, We are fluffy but energetic.
Finally have an opportunity to say something, so we're going to use it. So as you can tell, I'm also a member of CATS. We weren't able to get our shirts yet. They're stuck in customs, but we're going to wear them next week, maybe.
Yes.
But I'm personally thankful for CATS because it's given me an opportunity to meet a lot of you. Because in Poland, we're the smallest, newest office, CATS has given me the opportunity to meet people that I wouldn't meet in my normal day-to-day job. So that's been pretty interesting. Now, I wanted to hand the baton over to Midek here so he can give us a few words about the future of Regalix.
Like in Poland. So we are the smallest, you can count us, but I think that you can't break us with any project we can invent. I was thinking, how do we feel? We feel like, you know, being on the, just landed on the new island, and we are starting to build the common future. We are different people bringing different experiences, skill sets, and so on. We are also human beings, being moms and dads and so on. We experienced in our office, we call a stronghold, like a foothold from which we will leapfrog and expand. I recall that Hyderabad started with 27. We are around this size right now, but we will expand. So we experience already in our office the situations like, you know, the young babies coming in and sleeping well, although it was very busy and noisy. We experienced also the situation where we felt as good as some of us felt asleep during during night. So overall, what we bring to the table is not only our brains and our let's say mass, in my case, of course, or a muscle, but you
That's
can.
me. Muscle is me.
Exactly. Exactly. But you can count also on our hearts, which is most important, because our let's say call for arms of this group is Ati keeps us alive. We want and we will be a part of the common team, and we believe in cooperation. Sometimes there will be pushback and forth and so on, but please remember that whatever we do it for the common future. So thank you guys for the opportunity, and let us move forward.
Mass, muscle, and brains.
And beauty, of course. We have a lot of ladies.
All right. So what I wanted to showcase to you as well was social media. Social media is something that I have been a part of since my first day here at Regalix, and sort of integrating social media, pushing it further for our Regalix social media sites, and something that we're really excited to show you and excited to implement is engaging our employees more and more into this. So we have a short video to show you about that. Manoj, do you have anything else to add?
Well, apart from being the Muslim. Well, let's face it that social media influences us a lot more than we want to. I mean, I'm saying that in a positive way, and it could be both professionally and personally as well. Somebody found that funny. So yeah, I mean, the focus is this year is for Regalix is to focus on you, which is us. So let's be a part of the Regalix social media journey. Be more proactive. Please use our hashtags and yeah, tag us everywhere you do, everywhere you post, and wherever you are, we will be with you. So,
by the way, this movie, like being proactive, this movie made me think about we should organize a small dancing party in our office because the music was very, very nice.
Okay, so when it comes to dancing, guys, but yeah, I think yeah, be a part of us, and that's all we have from Warsaw for now.
For now. More will come. You can bet.
Thank you. I'm not sure if it's like, how heartfelt was that about social media? I don't know. We got to talk. We got to talk about social media. But you guys, we are actually wrapping up. We're in the final stretch. We've covered quite a lot so far. But this next video is really going to talk to some of the folks who are actually here working with us every day. You're going to see folks from Bangalore, you're going to see folks from Poland and Mountain View and all over. And I think it really, really speaks to the heart and the DNA of who we are as a family here at Regalix. So if we could cue that video, that'd be great.
I've seen the company grow from like 3 people to 1,100.
There were 4 people. That's it. And one of them was me.
I've been with the Regalix for the last 13 plus years. I could see all the team and different functions from my place. Okay, oh, this is our campaigns team. This is our technology team.
I've seen it grow from a garage to 4 different countries, 7 offices globally.
Now I need to look it up in the map. We are expanded across the globe. I'm not saying just the growth in only numbers, but some growth in business, our different clients. The type of project that what we are handling, the visibility and the vision. So we have grown across all the channels.
Congratulations to the entire team on 14 years of amazing growth. I'm extremely proud of being part of this journey.
When I first joined Regalix, my first day and today, we've not changed. The culture is still alive, the energy is still there, and some of the people who create that are also around.
I love working here. Oh my gosh, don't record that.
I believe in this company because
there's constant learning here. There are no boundaries in Regalix.
Your work is not restricted within your cubicle.
If you wanted to contribute in some area, even though it's not within your functional expertise, people encourage you to do it.
You look forward to coming to work every morning. That is Regalix.
I have learned a lot. I have grown as a person, as a professional.
Regalix genuinely cares about the employee who works hard and helps them to reach their goals. It's just so wonderful to see the way we've grown into this large team, working with some of the biggest brands globally.
Maturing into a company that now works for Google, Cisco, VMware, and a lot of blue chip companies, it's been a huge transformational journey.
It's the people that, make a difference.
And the passion that these people bring.
Employees supporting and working with Regalix.
That's the best part about this growth, that we get to meet so many people from so many different places. It's become a global team now.
It feels like a part of a family.
Work, yes, that's good. And I hope that continues and grows. But it's the people that makes this place a fantastic place to work at.
To the people that have joined us recently, welcome. The only thing I can guarantee is it'll continue to be a wild ride as we go forward.
Wish us an amazing growth for the future.
Good luck to everyone as we continue to do it together.
best part of those two videos to me were just hearing from people exactly heartfelt what they felt about the company. And Vinita, wherever there you are, I agree with you so much. It feels like family, and there's such passion and there's such energy. And I'm a person who really feeds off of energy, and so I feel like I found the right fit. And I think so many of us feel the same way, because the culture is in so many ways a reflection of who you are. And I'm wondering, is this what you had in mind when you started the company? And what would you want to keep? What do you want to change?
When we started the company, one thing we were very clear, we didn't want to create just another type of organization. We wanted to bring in a very healthy dose of entrepreneurial energy. And that reflected in the first set of projects that we were able to get. All of them required doing something new and very different from something that we had done in the past. And Brendan and Ravish and others were at the forefront of learning something very new, figuring it out almost overnight, and doing a fantastic job of making it successful at the same time. And that, in some ways, the formative years defined who we are. I would love to say, yes, I had everything mapped out on a very clean blueprint, and it worked out exactly the way we had designed it. It didn't. We learned, as all entrepreneurs do. We modified ourselves, and we continue to modify ourselves. In some ways, although we have picked a date today, we have founded ourselves over and over again. Every single time we have encountered a new situation. That's a culture and DNA that we want to keep alive. All the other cultures are related to that. You can't be an entrepreneur if you don't have a supporting family around you. You can't be innovative if you're constantly watching over your shoulders. You can't be innovative if you're afraid, if you're not totally comfortable where you are to taking things new, having no worries whether it will work well for you or it will not. The culture is a natural outflow of what we started out to do. I wouldn't change that for anything.
Well done. I am very inspired personally by what you're doing and continue to do. And I'd like to say thank you to everyone. We are actually, first of all, we did it. Tanya, big thanks to you for pulling all of this together. I'm sure it felt like kind of wrangling cats at a lot of times, but you totally pulled this off, and it was very inspiring. Thank you for your continued leadership, and Babla and Nimish and Brendan and Ravish and everyone else. We have 14 more. We're celebrating 14 years. And we have so many more things to look forward to. I hope that you learned as much about Regalix and where we're going as I did today. Just celebrating the team. Thank you, everyone. Congrats for
we had rolled out this teaser on what's your aspiration. So if Vikas, would you want to give the results of it and let everybody know?
This was the survey where we had asked everyone what their aspirations were to play a C-level role. We could only pick 5 because of what the tool allowed us to pick versus a much longer list that we had started out with. I did get people reaching out to me that CHRO and many other roles are equally critical and important, and absolutely they are. Subsequently, we'll break this down and try to understand what the true DNA of the organization is. But I was very happy to see a very healthy spread across different functions. That's what makes a team a team. You have if you have an overtly large concentration towards one function, it tells you one thing. But if it's more even out, it tells you a very different thing. And what the results told me was we have a healthy dose of entrepreneurial energy brewing in the company, backed by operations and other maturity of taking it and running at scale. And that's what I read from the result. While we'll publish the data to everyone subsequently for those who are interested in how many percentage voted for what, at a high level, operations, which is the base of the business, got 28% votes. The entrepreneurial CEO function got 18% of the votes, and so on and so forth. CMO got 27% of the vote. Kind of brings a good mix of who we are and what we're trying to do.
Thanks, Vikas. So that wraps it up for today, everybody. Job well done. We're gonna keep up it's kind of a blooper reel, but it's a fun way to end the video.
Thank you, everyone. This has been an amazing
For the operate.
Oh, you are walking. Okay, you can walk actually. No, you actually
But besides that, we've also gotten, what have we gotten?
Oh no!
My goal is to lose 10 pounds. Your goal is to gain 10 pounds.
Yes, let's do a retake on that.
Retake 3.
So I want to show you guys the Regalix Warsaw office.
Hi, this is Regalix Global Mango. I believe in Regalix.
Hey guys.
Yeah, we're right on time, Tanya. Thanks, Toby.
Everybody did a good job. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tanya.
Meeting, I think, at bottom.